In this video, I will talk about the Quest Pro, my first impressions and my opinion about this device after 24 hours of use, so stay tuned. My name is Marco Bodo, welcome back to a new video here on MRTV, your YouTube channel all about VR and AR. And yes, this is the Quest Pro, the $1,500 Quest Pro. So I'm really excited to tell you about my opinion and my first impressions after 24 hours of use. This is of course a disclaimer as I've already said, I've only used this device now for 24 hours, so it's just the first impression here. And another important topic, MRTV has bought this device with its own money, so it's not a gift or anything like this. It's just here an opinion from a device which MRTV has bought themselves. So let's dive in. So let's have a look here about and on the head strap. And in my opinion, this is a very interesting design of head strap. We have no band, which is normally here on the top. So it's great to not have a band in theoretically. So when we just look at the design, it looks nice, it looks sleek, but what's this? What are those cameras here and those cutouts for the cameras? In my opinion, this is very ugly. I've seen the leaks, the Quest Pro, which was found in a hotel room, and then I first have seen this officially device and design. And to be honest, I was hoping that this is not the final design, but unfortunately it is. So it's a little bit ugly at the front, but in general it looks good. And more important, it feels good. It feels very high quality, in my opinion. It's not in my opinion, not really better than Quest 2, to be honest, or Pico 4, but it's just fine. So you expect for $1,500 that you get a device which feels great, and it's even better when you expect and when you get those and this quality with an even cheaper device with the Quest 2 and Pico 4. So very good that this is not worse. So what would you say about this design? Here's the Meta logo. Yes, great. Okay, we have like PU leather here at the back, so this feels very comfortable, to be honest. And we have another PU leather part here where the headset sits on your head, on your forehead here. Yeah, and then we have those pogo pins here. You can charge it on the dock. I will show you in a minute. And here is the face tracking hided under this plastic. So nothing directly in front of your mouth. So this is very nice. And yes, you can see the lenses already. And I will show you the light blockers here in a minute. So these are the lenses. This is not a clean device. This is when you use it, then it will look like this. Yes. So it was important for me to mention this. And yes, you can see this plastic ring, and under it, there's the eye tracking. So very sleek, very nice in my opinion. And even when you, to be honest, when you use the light blockers, it looks not very thin, but when you remove them, it looks very thin and very nice. And you can use it without light blockers, but of course then you get light into your VR experience. So maybe it's just for mixed reality use cases then. So you can see that we have 4 cameras here. This is the first. Then we have 2 cameras here at the front. And this is the RGB pass-through camera, so not a tracking camera. And then we have the 4th tracking camera here on the side. We have the USB-C port here on the left. And then we have 2 3.5mm audio jacks here, like on Quest 2, on both sides. so you can use headphones which are short, and then you can directly put it in the headset, and you don't have to move it to the other, bring it to the other side with a longer cable. Something to mention, in my opinion, is this cable. I don't know why there was no solution for them to remove this cable. I mean, this device is very expensive, and we have other devices where the battery is here at the back, and yes, I mean, it doesn't get to your head on your or to your ear. It's okay. It's nothing you can feel, but it's always there. I don't know why there's this cable and not hide it. Yes, in the plastics here. I mean, of course, they need to bring the power from the back to the top. Sure, but I don't know. I mean, you can be a fan of it or you are not a fan of it. Great, okay. What I really like is this knob here at the back. It feels very nice. It does not make this sound where you can feel that it's adjusting to the head strap here. So it feels very nice. And we have like two head strap bands here. The first is the inner one is for this part here, or not for this part, for this part. So when you change the eye relief here, you can see that the eye relief will be changed with this inner ring, and the outer ring, the outer plastic, is for the head strap here itself. So have a look at the inner side here. Here, look at this. And when I move the eye relief here, then you can see not the lenses will be moved, but as the headset sits on your forehead, and when it's changed yes, the dimension here to your head, then the lenses will be shifted towards your head or back. So yes, that's a nice design. I mean, there are not really much headsets out there with eye relief, to be honest. I really like it, and it's very important to have eye relief, as only then all of the people can bring the lenses as close as possible to your eyes, and then we have all nearly the same FOV. We have no distortions, like when you are away from the lenses, then you have more distortion and so on. So it's really important that we have this eye relief. Yes, okay, and you can see this fingerprints. Not really nice, but yes, this is the design. Really cool. So I would suggest that I will try it now with my normal glasses, of course. Like always, I try it first, and it fits without the light blocking things here, flaps, perfectly on my head. It's fine. When you move your head, the device jiggles around. This is not so good, and I can tell you why this is. The part, the missing strap here on the part on the top is very important for this. And as halo design straps are on your hair, here you can see my hair are between the head strap and my head. It's not really yes, the opposite of slippery. Yes, so it's not very stable here. And I mean, when you just sit, the design is very comfortable, the head strap. I really like it. It feels great, and of course, then it's great to not having the top strap here. But when you're moving, when you do like Beat Saber and this, it feels too slippery here. And of course, you can see already those red marks. And yes, my hair is destroyed after wearing it because it sits like here. I mean, when you when you have no hairs, then everything's fine, I think. But yes, I do have hair, and I hope that I will keep them. So yes, this is my opinion about the head strap. And another important thing is those light blockers here. You can see we have for the right side and for the left side single ones here. And what is this? This is right, and it's magnetic, so it's very great. You don't have to find any spot or anything. It's just like plug and play. So very nice, in my opinion. I like it. Those are very flimsy, but you will see that this is a good thing, as when you have glasses, you will need those space. And this is something with my glasses and my big head, which is uncomfortable, unfortunately. You can see I cannot put it on with my glasses, unfortunately. Those are too big and my head is too big. And yes, I hate it. So I can fit my glasses in here when I just put it to the side and then let it flip back. Then it's fine, then it's okay, and everything is fine in VR. But I don't know what's happening when I have the extra light blocking thing for the bottom here, which costs another $50. I don't know what happens then. And when I want to leave VR now, when I want to get out of this headset, fortunately, it's not good, as it will take my glass with me. So I have to do this, and then I can do it like this. Yeah, I mean, this is not a thing anymore for me to wear glasses in VR. I always use prescription lenses, or I have a little small VR glasses for use in VR. But yes, unfortunately, with the light blockers, it's not so comfortable. But without, it's nice, and I like it then to wear the VR set with my glasses. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the controllers, I think. Have a look. Very nice. I like the controllers very much. These are easily the best inside-out controllers I've ever owned and tested. So this is a little duck face here with the two cameras. And here's the third camera. And the controller just feel very nice. I can totally take the controllers in the palm of my hand. It totally fits perfect. And yes, the buttons, the triggers feel the same, nearly the same as with the Quest 2. The grip, 100% the same. The analog stick here, the thumbstick, also the same. The buttons are not like glossy, they are matte, so this is also okay. And they have this little curve here, and you can put your thumb on it, and this little curve helps to get more comfortable with your thumb, to be really. One thing is missing. There's no capacitive touch, or no rest sensor here for your thumb. So when you rest it here, the game does not recognize that you do something with your thumb. But for me, this is an advantage, as sometimes I just want to rest my finger here and not to make any inputs in the game. So when you do it on the buttons here, then the game will recognize it as well as on the thumbsticks. Great. You know what is also great? Those grip here. It feels very nice. It's, I mean, I when the first time I took those controller and I felt it in my hand. It, wow! I said, wow! It's so great. The weight is great. It's not too light, not too heavy, and it's just perfectly. These are easily my favorite controllers now in VR. And the best thing, of course, is the tracking. So the controllers can be tracked um, behind you, and where the headset cannot see the controllers. So this is very nice. And for me, it's not really an advantage. I like the Quest 2 and Pico 4 tracking, to be honest. It's totally enough. I don't need tracking behind me. But sure, when you play a game where you I don't know, do bowling or something like that, or not only a game, any productive app, then maybe this will help. I don't know if it's worth it, but it works great. This is what I can say about it. I would easily buy them for my Quest 2. Now, when filming this video, it's not possible to pair it with the Quest 2, but it will be possible. And then I would think about to buy them for my Quest 2, but not for $300, unfortunately. I won't buy controllers again for this amount of money. I've bought the Valve Index controller also for 300 euro at least. And in my opinion, this is just too much money just for controllers, because the Quest 2 and Pico 4 controllers are already really great. So why do I have to spend another $300 here just to have tracking behind me? I don't know. Yes, you can see those pogo pins as well. We have no USB-C on the controller, so you can charge it only on the docking station and only with the cable which is included, but only one after the other. There's only one cable included to charge them when you have no access to your dock, maybe when you are on the go. So this is very strange for this amount of price. For $1,500, yes. Something which is very cool, there's a magnet here, and this helps to position it on the docking station. So this is very nice. It feels just nice. But the best thing I've not talked about yet, and these are the haptics. So the haptics in these controllers are so great. I just easily did like 5 minutes of yes, stay in the menu, and then I've just pointed at the menu icons, and then the haptics of the controllers are so great. You cannot hear the haptic. This is always a good sign. You can just feel it, and it's so punchy, so nice. So overall, perfect controllers. I hope we will get it in the Quest 3 for free. This would be nice. Really nice job, Meta. The controllers are really great, and this is the new standard for controllers. The haptics, the cameras here. And we have to mention, of course, the battery life is not just 2 hours. Okay, these are good news, and yes, the battery life is like, yes, I would say like 8 hours. I've played with it, and it was like after 3 to 4 hours, there were like 60% battery left. So it's great. That's not the problem. It was a wrong information from Meta, from the people who have showed them on the booth. So everything is fine here with the battery life. Great, very great. Yes, and this is the docking station. This is the docking station. It's very sleek. Here's the USB-C charger. You will get an angled one, an angled cable with it. And yes, I will show you how this will work. Of course, it's with the base, so that the base the docking station will not move around on the table. This is very great. And this is how you can position the controllers here on the docking station. It's not so easy. It feels like a puzzle every time I do it. But when you have good light conditions, like here in the video now, then it's just great. I have to hold it now, of course, because normally they will stay on the table. And when you put it on, then you hear a nice beep, you hear the nice sound, a nice vibration sound, and you can see a little indicator here. So here it will flash green or orange if they are full, or if they charge. And the same with the headset. So you just put it here on the docking station, and it's just fine. When you have the light blocker, the extra one, which costs another $50, then you will need to remove it before you place the VR headset here on the docking station. But overall, this is nice, but I would wish that this controller had a USB-C port. I don't like that we have another proprietary port here, another cable. So to be honest, this is not something I like. For example, my MacBook here, it has MagSafe again, so I really like MagSafe, but I can also charge it via USB-C. The same with the headset. I have the pogo pins here. I can charge it over USB-C. So for me, it's mandatory to charge controllers with USB-C nowadays and not with a proprietary thing like this port. Okay, so yes, this is the device from the outside and the controllers. Very nice. Nothing to complain, to be honest. So let's talk about the device and the internals itself, the software. And I've tested a lot of apps now. I've tested Horizon Workrooms, I've tested Immersed, I've tested Demio with a pass-through update. I've tested Red Matter 2 with the Quest Pro upgrade. So I've tested the eye tracking dynamic foveated rendering. It works very nice. I will tell you more about it in a minute. And yes, I've tested, of course, normal things and things which the device was designed for. So let's dive into this. First, when I turned on the headset, it was dead. The battery was dead because, of course, Sebastian have reduced it, and we wanted to measure the charging time. And when you charge the device from 0% to 100%, it takes around 2 hours and 40 minutes when you charge it with the dock here. So there's a 48-watt dock adapter, a power adapter included in the box, and this is the result. I don't know now the charging time from 0 to 50%, for example. Of course, this is faster. Sometimes the last 10% takes so long as the first 50%. This is how physics work. So we have to look into this, but after 24 hours, I could just measure this observation, yes. Okay, the first time after it was full then, the first time I've put on the headset was a little bit, I don't know, it was not like, wow, this is something new, this looks gorgeous, and so on. I mean, the lenses. The lenses are very great. I like the lenses, but when I have to compare, or when I do compare the Pico 4 lenses and the Quest Pro lenses, I would not say that one is better than the other one. I mean, with the Quest Pro lenses, the glare thing which we have unfortunately on the Pico 4 lenses, also pancake lenses, is not a topic anymore. So you have not really glare with the pancake lens here on the Quest Pro, but the problem is that the lenses are very reflective. I mean, you can see how easily they can yes, reflect the light, and even when you especially when you use the Quest Pro here without the light blockers, then and you play, for example, in a bright in the daylight room, then it's not glare like we know glare, but the lenses will reflect your environment, and this is not very good, to be honest. Yes, so we have another problem with another chance here. No light blockers standard, but then we yes, of course, do have the light from the environment coming in. Another advantage here, it's not with the lenses, but something some lenses have, of course. So the displays are displays with local dimming zones. This is very nice. It's like the benefits from LCD panels and the benefits from OLED panels combined. So OLED panels can be pitch black and LCD panels can be very bright. And here we have both a very bright headset. It's okay. It's nice. And then on the other side, we have those local dimming zones where the environment can be pitch black. But unfortunately, again, because of the lenses, the environment only looks black when your environment is also very dark. So, oh man, come on. Why do we have such great local dimming technique here and you don't include the light blocker for the bottom here? I just don't get it because then this advantage is totally lost, unfortunately. Yeah, but this is how it is. This is how it is. But when you are in a dark room, but be careful, of course. Notice that you need light in your room. It's not like the lighthouse system where you can turn off the lights. And of course, those controllers don't track only with IR light anymore. As far as I know, I haven't tested it in a dark room with an IR light flash. So maybe we should do it after this video, after my impression here. But yes, it's nice to have this local dimming, but you will you have to dim your room. And I will I will get back to this topic because of course when you dim your room, when you are in a dark environment in the real life, then the pass-through camera will struggle with it. So I will come back to this pass-through camera in a minute, but just keep that in mind. So it's not so easy, the experience, in my opinion. It's not just, wow, look at this design, it's comfortable, it's nice, it's okay. I mean, I do prefer conventional head straps because I can pull, for example, with the G2 or the index, I can pull the HMD to the front, get out of the experience, and I can angle the headset like 90 degrees. It's more comfortable to me. But I can totally agree with people when they say this is one of the most head strap designs. So everything's fine. Then the controllers, they feel good. But when you turn on the headset, and I mean, this is the main function, not only to wear it, but to use it, of course, then you feel like, I would say again, disclaimer, it's just my opinion, of course. But when I turned on the device, it was like, oh, this is something from the past. This is not something from the future. And this is because of the resolution. It's way too low, in my opinion. It's like Quest 2. You have a better display with better colors and the local dimming zones now, and of course, way better lenses. But this is just the Quest 2 display. And I know how great the Quest 2 display could be when we would have had a DisplayPort. As we know, not all of you, because of course the Pico Neo 3 Link is not available in the USA, for example. The Pico Neo 3 Link shows, because it has the same display as the Quest 2 has, how well this display is when you just can yes, drive it, when you just have the performance to drive it 100% natively, when you can activate every pixel. And with it here it's the same. I mean, we have a stronger chip, but the stronger chip is because of this mixed reality stuff, what's going on here. So it's not that we can have better graphics now or a higher resolution. Of course, the dynamic forward rendering can help a little bit, but as we already know, this is not something we would now achieve like PlayStation 4 graphics or something like that. But not the graphics are the problems, in my opinion, with the standalone devices. The not 100% native resolution is the problem. And with the Quest Pro, we have exactly the same as with the Quest 1 and with the Quest 2. And to be honest, the picture felt a little bit like, oh, is it the Quest 1 on my head? I don't know. Um, why do I say Quest 1? Because the Quest 1 had an OLED screen and really nice black yes, areas, of course, with it. And here I get remembered to it because of the local dimming zones. And it's not really high resolution, not really. And I mean, you can say, do I need high resolution? When I say high resolution, I mean the resolution I want to have in a device like this. I've tested Immersed. This is an app, and like Horizon Workrooms, of course, as well, where you can have virtual screens in front of you, where you can work in VR. For example, you have your notebook in front of you with only one screen. You're in a cafe. I mean, I would not even consider to wear a thing like this in a cafe or in the public, to be honest. Even not me as an enthusiast, but this is the example now. So you're not at home, you're not in your office, but you want to have three triples. You want to have a triple screen in front of you, a virtual one. So Immerse is an app for this, and it works. It works great, but it's not sharp, as not as sharp as I would hope, and I would want it to be. It's I mean, of course, it's not 8K. I don't expect an 8K image, but when I read text, and of course, when I work on the PC, I need to read text. It's too too fringing. It's too less. The resolution is just not high enough. The compression, it's just not a good feeling to read text in VR. And I mean, what's the point then about this device? I mean, this cost $1,500. What's this? Just for sleek design? $1,500 for a very compressed image, as we don't have a display port here. We just cannot see the display, how it could be driven with the PC, for example. No, we don't want wires. You don't want wires? What's about after 2 hours of work? You need a wire then. You need to power this device. So why not directly from your laptop with a DisplayPort then? I mean, one USB-C connection can deliver enough power and the needed DisplayPort connection. It's not a problem. Why not with the Quest Pro here? To me, it totally destroys the whole device, the whole concept, and the whole price, of course. $1,500 when I take the Quest 2 and start Immerse, it's for me the totally same experience. I don't know why I should buy this device now to work in VR, for example. Okay, but this is only one use case for the Quest Pro, right? We will go to the other one. We will talk about the other ones too now. Yes. So work in VR, definitely no. I would never think of doing this. Never. It's, I mean, I've had the Vario Arrow, and this was the first device I, I mean, the Vario Arrow is so sharp, it's so great. And this is the first device, the quality is as on the flat screen. I have a MacBook now in front of me, I have a 4K screen in front of me, and it looks as sharp as this. And only if this can be achieved, this is something I would consider to use. Why do we have those high pixel screens? Because we need it. It's just like a piece of paper. It's just without pixels. It looks just good. So of course there's a reason for it, and we need them to work in VR, in my opinion. We could have had them at least with a DisplayPort cable. It would be very nice then, as I know from the Pico Neo 3 Link, but unfortunately $1,500 is not enough to have a DisplayPort for Meta here. Very unfortunate. Okay, so I've tested things like Red Matter, the eye tracking, and maybe I just talk about the sensors now, the face tracking and the eye tracking. So the face tracking is very mind-blowing, to be honest. Even small gestures and mimics, like when you do this and do this, or just one side up here in your face, even those little details will be translated and seen by the face tracking sensor. It's very nice. So when you need it, when you want to have it, then this is very nice. Of course, we need a standard here. The apps have to implement this, and now you cannot use it on your PC. So when you, I don't know, want some special software on your PC which runs on your PC, you cannot use the sensors here. I know that developers can adapt it, so maybe it's just a thing of time here, but now it's not meant to be used here on PC. And as we know, Meta loves their own processor here from Qualcomm, and the standalone system, so they want that the apps on the Meta Store will have it. Yeah, okay. What about eye tracking? Eye tracking is also very good, no problems with it. But when I use my normal glass without any UV filtering or something, like just normal glasses, my eyes are always closed when the eye tracking is on. I don't know if it's just a bug here in the Horizon workrooms, but this is how it is. When I don't use these glasses, or when I use, for example, my VR glasses, the very thin ones, then everything is fine. So it's just with my glass. I don't know what the problem was or the problem is, but this is the observation I've made here, and I would like, of course, to share it with you. Yes, the eye tracking, even with these glasses, in the calibration and in the testing tool, works. So it's a normal thing you already know. It's like there's a dot, and you have to watch. You have to look at the the dot, and then the dot moves around, and you have to follow it by your eyes, and then the calibration is done, and you can test it. So even with these glasses, everything is great in the calibration, but in Horizon Workrooms, only with these glasses, then I can see that my eyes are closed there. So I have to disable the function now, currently in Horizon Workrooms, when I use my normal glasses. Yes, and then the first application launched, the first game, let's say the first game launched on the Quest Meta Store, and it was Red Matter. So very nice, high quality game. Already uses the dynamic forward rendering here, and to be honest, it just works great out of the box, just fine. When you start the game, the system will ask you for permissions that the application will use eye tracking. So the data privacy feeling is good here. You can see what the application will do here. This is nice. Of course, I've accepted it then, and then I can there was no way for me to trick the eye tracking, the dynamic forward rendering. So I'm looking forward to the PlayStation VR 2, to be honest. So now I believe as well that the eye tracking and the forward rendering will be work very great. I mean, I could trick it when I want to, but not when I just move around with my eyes and just play the game. It's very responsive, very fast. There's no delay, so this is very great. Nice job here, really good. And yes, it was like when I closed the left eye, for example, but when I looked to the left, then I could see at the edges of the screen that there's like blurry textures, blurry vision, as this area was not yes, was lower resolution, with a lower resolution. And when I looked at my peripheral vision, so normally I just look in the camera now, and of course I can see my TV screen on the right and the lights here on the right and left. And when I do this in the game, I could see that there's some flickering on far objects, of course, yeah. So um, if you want to see it, you can see it, but immediately if you move your eyes then to the object, it's immediately sharp. You cannot see that this was not sharp before. So very nice. And the developer said that it's now in the focus area where you look at 30% high resolution. I don't know. It just looks good, this game. I mean, it even looked good before. And yes, this was very nice experience, to be honest. And I'm looking forward to other games here. I would like to mention, and this is important for me, the fix for vector rendering, which we had, of course, with the Quest 2 and 1 as well, wasn't a problem for me at all. So I don't know if this is a real thing here now. When we have a high resolution, then of course this is great, but I could not see a real difference, to be honest, to the resolution now. And yes, we will have to wait for other applications here. And yes, these were my observations about the dynamic for vector rendering. Okay, so what about other experiences? I've played Demio, and of course we talk about the pass-through camera now. Yes, I've started Demio, I like it, and I've activated the pass-through, the mixed reality feature. So it's like your environment of the Demio room there is removed then, and you are in your living room, for example. Yes, it works very great. It works very great. But the problem is the pass-through is just, I mean, this little color to it is the only advantage above the Quest 2. It's, I mean, when someone, if someone came to me and would say, "Wow, this is the best camera we have now," but 20 years ago, I would have said, "Wow, this is very great." But in 2022, I don't know what's the thing here about the pass-through cameras. It's so bad. And I've mentioned before, when it's only good, like okayish, yeah, like you Americans say. It's only good when you, not good. I don't want to use the word good. It's only usable or a little bit better than the Quest when your room is very bright, when you have daylight in your room. And yes, what is the downside then? When I don't use the light blockers, and even the light blockers at the bottom, I have like glare from the outside to the lens. So I just hate the pass through. It's very bad. It's I I mean, I've paid, theoretically, as the normal customer, I would have paid $1,500, and then I have this garbage, totally garbage pass through. The screen, which to me looks like Quest 2, but with better colors and local dimming. And yes, the very great controllers, but then you can save like $1,200 just by the controllers with the Quest 2. Okay, you have to add that too, but it's more than half the money with the Quest 2 and the controllers here, and without the Quest Pro. So I just don't get the concept here. I mean, what's the benefit from playing Demio with your real mixed reality pass-through, which looks garbage? There's no benefit. It's just a tech demo, to be honest. It's just like when I take my iPad and do AR apps and open AR apps, and I can see, I don't know, uh, a Lego board on my desk. Wow, super cool. It's a tech demo, nothing more. It's just very, very embarrassing, in my opinion, to market this as a mixed reality device. And I mean, it's designed like a mixed reality device. Looks like the Lynx, yeah? And then you get this pass-through quality. It's so bad. It's so bad, and it totally destroys the whole headset, together with the low resolution displays. And even the Pico 4, which only costs 429 euros here in Europe, has better pass-through, a little bit better one, but it's better. And the screen are sharper. The high resolution helps here when I do streaming with virtual desktop, for example, and play VR games. And of course, I've tested this as well. I've tested streaming with virtual desktop and Airlink, and it just does not look as good as the Pico 4. I was shocked. It's not as sharp as the Pico 4. For $1,000 more, I don't know what's the point here. Okay, now you say, stop, Marco, stop talk about those stupid things. Gaming, this device is not for gaming. I will tell you something. The first is the name, Quest Pro. Quest is the name of the game-focused device, the Oculus Quest, the Meta Quest. Second, the name Quest is a thing of games. So doing a quest in a game, in a roleplay game or something like that, yeah. So you do use the term quest. Okay. Don't focus on names. It's not the most important things. Okay, no problem. What about Pro? We have Pro. Pro is just for business device and enterprise device. No, it's not. I mean, do you have an iPhone Pro or something like that? MacBook Pro? Are you only a business user, or do you use those devices for your private things as well? Of course you do, because Pro is not a term for business devices anymore. It's just for an expensive device, a more advanced device than the non-Pro version. And yes, I mean, we have a docking station included, we have better controllers, so this is Touch Pro. I totally get why this is Touch Pro, because they are as good as the predecessors, but they are better, and then the term Pro is totally fine. But this is the Quest Pro. And is it better? To be honest, yes, a little bit. But what about the price? $1,500, more than $1,000 than the Quest 2 cost 2 years ago. And even now, I just don't get it. Okay, Marco, stop talking about games. This device is for productivity work. I've tested Immerse. I want to work in VR. It's just not possible. The screen is laggy. I mean, you don't get 60 frames per second on your virtual screens because the processor unit is so slow. We don't have a DisplayPort. The quality is not good enough. I cannot read text comfortably. So I just don't get it. Stop talking about games, Marco. What's your problem? It's not a gaming device. It's not a gaming device. You open the Meta Quest 2, the Meta store here on the device, and you mean you know already what I want to say. 99% of games in the store on the device. So why this is not a gaming device? Why this is not a consumer device? Of course it is. And they want to they want to market it as a, yes, like a business and creativity and productive device. But in my opinion, it is not a creativity and productive device. You cannot work in VR, in my opinion. You, of course, you can sketch something in VR, but you can also do this with the Quest 2. You can also buy the Quest Pro controllers with the stylus here and use them with the Quest 2. I don't know why you need this, just for the little improvement. This is the only improvement here, of the pass-through camera. I mean, I have to mention that the 3D, the stereoscopic vision with the pass-through is excellent, to be honest. This is something the Pico 4, the Pico 4 just don't do well. There's no 3D pass-through. But even with that, it's not really usable. You can see your environment, but very low, in a very low resolution, and the quality is very bad. You have like yes, the picture does look very bad, like cell phone cameras from I don't know, 15 years ago. And I just don't understand why this is the main feature of the device, which costs $1,500 here. I mean, I repeat myself, it's I just don't get it. This device is better than the Quest 2, yes, definitely. The controllers are better than the Quest 2 ones, yes. The device and the controllers are very nice, I like it. But when I have to compare it to the money I've spent, the performance to money ratio, then it's just a very bad device. Really. I mean, you can do like Cubism, the game on the Quest store. You can do it with your Quest as well. And then you have no color pass-through, but the colors are not very good here with the pass-through. And the resolution is the same as the Quest 2 pass-through, to be honest. And nearly the same. So I just don't get what this is. It feels like they have finished this device 2 years ago. I mean, they could easily have launched this device beside the Quest 1. Then the visuals, of course, the visuals are better than the Quest 1, and we have an improvement. And then it could cost like $1,500 because it's way better, and you can have access to the performance before everyone else. Like when you buy an RTX 4090, of course it's not worth it, but it's the best performance. And in 2 years you can buy the 4090 not for $1,500, you can buy it for like $500 maybe. It's always something where you can have access to the tech before the mainstream can have access to it because of more money. Yes, but with this device, Quest Pro, you will have access to the same device, to be honest, as we have access to, like, for 2 years now, the Quest 2, with better lenses, with like the local dimming zones, with dynamic photo rendering, face and eye tracking, and a little better pass-through camera. But for over $1,000 more, I mean, I cannot be serious when I think about it. $1,500, even for those creators. I don't know what they can do with this device, what they can't do with the Quest 2 or the Pico 4. And the Pico 4 Enterprise just launched, or will be launched in November, for 899 euros. So it's way cheaper for the Enterprise. And there you have like things like an OS without a store and things like this. So it's a totally customizable OS there. We've seen like the Microsoft things coming to the Quest in 2023. We don't know when they come, how good they are, and if there's any use case. But the main use case for me would have been the work in VR. So I can see my real desk, my real environment, and have virtual screens in front of me. I can talk to other people. That were my wishes for the device. Totally not. It's very bad. It's very bad. So maybe you have another opinion. Maybe you own the Quest Pro already. So I'm really excited to hear about your opinion. And yes, I really like to hear more opinion and use case of the Quest Pro. Maybe I'm a little wrong with the use case. I don't know, but I'm also an employee, so I don't know what I can do with it because it cannot replace my screen, and the screen is the door to the digital world, always, on every device, on the computer, on the smartphone, tablet. And when you don't have this resolution screen without a display port here, then this device is useless, unfortunately, for this price. It's always something I will talk about in a sentence with the price and the performance of the device. It's easily 899 euros or dollars. Okay, maybe you're an enthusiast and then you will buy it. It's way too much, even this price, but you have face and eye tracking. Then you have maybe better comfort. So maybe you have these controllers here, the docking station. Maybe it would be a good deal then for you. But $1,500 in Germany, it's 1,800 euros. It's totally, or not in Europe, not in Germany, because Meta don't sell their devices in Germany since the Quest 2, unfortunately. And even the Quest Pro is not available in Germany. But in Europe, you will pay $1,800 euros. Sorry, it's just too much. And then they don't include the bottom light blocker, and they don't include a second charging cable for the second controller, because of course you have two controllers. Yeah, very bad. This device just is not way better than the Quest 2, and this is the problem here. I like the device. When someone would have gifted to me, then I would totally use this device instead of my Quest 2. I don't know if I would use it instead of my Pico 4, because the wireless streaming is not as sharp as with the Pico 4. So when I want to play Steam VR games or PC VR games, then I would use my Pico 4 instead of this. The Pico 4 is like $400, and this is $1,500. Marco, again, this is not a gaming device. I've talked about already. This is a gaming device, but it's also more. But the Quest 2 is also not only a gaming device. This is my opinion about the Quest Pro. So again, I'm totally looking forward to your comments. And yes, please let me know what do you think about my opinion. And yes, if you have reached this point now, then you were so kind to watch the whole video, my whole opinion here on MRTV about the Quest Pro. So thank you for that, and we will see each other again in the next video. Bye!